Hello. I got a new mic and I'm gonna be reading this thing called A Few Squeezes Away by Vaxan. And just as a wording, it's gonna be highly not safe for work. Cause the summary is talking about how Forehead is in love with X and there's cheese involved, so don't know what's gonna happen, but I'm scared. Here we go. It was a warm and moist afternoon, the type that surges milk through your veins. Ford found himself thinking about X again. He had to relieve those thoughts somehow. He reaches down to his nipple and squeezes it till it hurts. Ford starts to slowly rub himself while thinking of X when he felt his finger getting wet. Wet, whatever. What the fuck? He looked down and saw the white liquid on his fingertips. Milk. Sure. He immediately got an idea and smiled as he got a cup. Ford placed the cup gently under his big nipple, what the fuck, and started to rub again, harder this time. The droplets of milk slowly dripping into the cup. He couldn't help but smile. This was obviously the best way to confess his feelings with engagement cheese. What the fuck? What am I reading? Ford gasped breathfully at the sensation that and the buzzing excitement of creating such a gift out of his own body of fluids. He gazed at the cup that his nipple milk had fallen into. Such a weak cup did not deserve the milk of a god. He shrugged and went back squeezing with a sly smile. Soon enough, the engagement cheese would belong to X, and X would belong to him. Love was just a few squeezes away. It didn't take long for the cup to fill, and he sighed in relief, his nipple now hard and swollen. He put his nipple milk in a pan and added salt. He started to heat it up at blood temperature and immediately removed it from the heat. He stirred it in the rennet until it was well combined. Then he left it for 15 minutes. Leaved it for 15 minutes. Good typing. For the milk to separate into curds at the top and whey at the bottom. It was ready. What the fuck am I reading? What is this? I do not like it. This is retribution for you know what. That's why I'm reading this. X was standing with a handful of baskets when he had heard a screech in his ear. That's my four screech. Okay. He fell over at that, and looking up he saw Ford. The other was smiling at him, cheeks flushed. X noticed that he was holding something in his hand of a spherical shape. It was kind of yellow too. He was about to ask what it was when Ford spoke. I made this for you! And shoved the warm, creamy container in his mouth. X gasped at the taste of it as it melted in his mouth. It was too slimy for him to swallow, and it stuck in his throat. He gasped for air, eyes filling with tears as he looked up at Ford. He was smiling down at him with bounds of lust. How does it taste? Ford asked with fiend innocence. Sure. He had his blue leg propped up against a tree sensually. X coughed for a bit before answering. I forgot what X sounds like, so I'm just gonna read it normally. It tastes good. Ford couldn't help but smile at that. Ha ha! It was made specially for you. He paused, eyes fixed on the creamy fluid dribbling from X's mouth. To show my love. X started to feel weird. He couldn't help but hunch over, his stomach hurting and churning. He noticed it was swelling bigger and bigger. Inflation much? Ford smiled with bedroom eyes. This is the result of our love. X gasped and then smiled. I'm so glad to know that you had the same feeling for me. He patted his now swollen stomach. We'll take care of this baby together, like a family. What the fuck? What? Fork took a swig of the cheese juice himself, grinning devilish. I can't read it anymore. Fork took a swig of the cheese juice himself, grinning devilishly when his stomach too began to swell. I didn't want you to go through this alone. This family is going to be extraordinary. Oh, fuck you. Oh my god. God, this strained me to read it. Next chapter when? I need to know what happens to the cheese baby. Oh my god. I did this to myself. Well, thank you guys for watching this video. I guess. If you did enjoy as much as I did. I'll link this in the description if you want to see it, I guess. And, well, I guess that's it for this thing. Ugh. Why was this made? Oh my god. No, we were completely sober during the writing of this piece. In fact, it is based off the author's personal experiences and interests. Therefore, it is filled to the brim with love and sentiment. What happened to your personal life that made you go through this experience? Fantastic. Okay, I'm ending this now. Goodbye.